kept
It's pretty
in
good.
mosque. As a Nigerian, I grew up Muslims. I couldn't go into a mosque. Never
25
went
days
into
ago,
any,
damn, that's so
but they
long.
were super friendly. I'm telling you, everybody I met, for me, it was like a spiritual
Yeah,
journey.
I
I
think
had
I
one
accidentally
of the
did
best
it
times
twice.
of my life. My
Whatever.
guys, one of the best times. And I'm telling you, everything here,
What's
like whatever it
happening?
is, like anything you hear about any country or whatever people, whether it's positive or negative, right? Make sure you visit for yourself. Go have an experience. That's what
Shady,
it is.
would you recommend black people to come to Israel? Do you think there's a danger for them here?
The question is, why are black people not even coming here? I went
Because you were hesitant, right? You had
I
some
was
fear.
very, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I got in, I was nervous. I was genuinely nervous. All right. I looked around, I was thinking, okay, I became a bit self-conscious. I was expecting people to be looking at me on the street.
Shit.
People are not looking at me with, with this hostile look at all. In fact, I met many black people here that prefer to live in this country than go to any other country. They were having a swell time. I met Nigerian
Oh,
communities.
yeah.
I made so many friends. All
Well,
of them
I
were
don't
saying,
know
Shady,
why Rocket
move
League
here.
is
They're telling me,
still running.
they were like,
Oh, I
bro,
know how to
Shady,
fix
man,
it actually.
move
Let me
in
do that
still.
soon.
I met a Sudanese guy. I asked him, I was like, I actually thought maybe he was a black Jew. I was like, so are you a Jew? He was like, oh, no. His English was a bit poorly. He said, no, that he's a Muslim. I was like, how long have you been here for? He's been here for over 20 years. He said, sometimes he goes to Sudan and he comes back. I said, you're a Muslim. He said, yeah, he's a Muslim. He said, oh, I love it here. I love it here. I really love it here. He has family here. He has some family there as well. I met
Yeah, I know how to
Ugandan.
stop
I
this.
met someone from Malawi. I've never met people from Malawi before.
Time.
This is the first
Came
time.
to Israel to meet Malawi.
I've never met Malawan, or how they call them in London.
Malawis.
Malawi's. Malawi's?
Yes. Okay, this is good.
I never
Eh,
met
bonjour,
any.
Yeah.
Malawi.
Bonjour.
I don't like that it works like
Did
that
I
though.
meet a South African?
Well,
No, I met
you met an
Ethiopian and
Arab.
Eritrean.
You met an Arab black.
Oh, that's bad.
Tamer
Yeah.
Masoudi.
I even forgot about that. I met an Arab black Jew.
Arab black Muslim. I'm sorry. Arab black
Did I say
Muslim.
Jew?
I said Jew. That's my
Yeah,
bad.
but
Because he comes off Jewish, you know.
Yeah, Arab. I remember. Yeah, he's in one of my videos. He said it all there. I asked him. I
Okay.
said, "Wait, hold on." God, after he
But
said
I
it, he
don't
sent
give
it. I
a
was like,
shit.
"Bro, chill." First of all, you're Arab. No, he said he's Israeli. He always goes he's Israeli. I said, "Okay, you're Israeli. You're Arab. You're Muslim,
I don't know why
and you're black."
there's such a bad reputation
Man,
on
I'm telling
Israel.
you.
It's
And the way
crazy.
when he talks about Israel, he says,
Like
"We,
Azaman
my
Gold keeps
country."
on
As he
saying,
goes in,
"Oh, but
so
like
he
I
keeps saying,
don't
"We, my
care if
country." He
Israel's
said, "Yes, this is my
the
country.
best country on
This is
earth."
my
I mean,
country."
it's
Guys, let's
not
also check
that
that
much,
interview.
but it's
Amazing.
close. But
Everything he has
whatever
been
it is,
positive has been
he's
completely
like
opposite
he's
the things I was
always
told
saying bad
in
things
London. And
about
even if you
Israel
don't go,
when
go
he
check out
doesn't
the
really
videos.
know
I
anything
made
about
sure
it.
my videos were raw, mostly unedited. All right, check it out for yourselves. And you believe or not, do yourself a favor. Come, boots on the ground, and then after your experience, you want to still trash it. Go do it.
I don't believe you. And I want to say, I'm curious.
No,
I'm
I
going to
don't
confront you
know.
right now on that. I don't believe anything you said so far. How much? And be honest with me. How much did the
Oh,
Israeli government pay you
40%
to
down,
come
and it's
here?
I
top
really want to be
44.
sarcastic.
Pretty
$7,000.
close.
I really want to be sarcastic with this one. I really want to be
I think I
sarcastic with
might
this
do
one,
a
yeah?
bit bad here.
But guys, zilch. Alright? I genuinely came here because I believe in facts, I love facts, and I thought to myself, I've researched, I've checked everything. Let's find out if it's true. And here I am. I even extended my holiday by 2 days. I extended by 2 days. I was going to extend longer, but I've got a lot of obligations. I'm going to come here with a lot of people. Yeah.
I just want to add this one last thought. I think, because I know I'm going to upload this video on Twitter the way it is, raw, no editing, okay? And I know some of you guys are going to say he's paid, he's this. I want to explain something about Shay. He's a humble guy too. The guy has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He doesn't need to be paid by the Israeli government to say anything here. If anything, if you wanted to come here and trash talk the place, you would make way more money.
My revenue even went down.
Talking about Israel.
No, I'm not even getting brand deals.
So he lost money because of the Jews. Usually that doesn't happen.
No, nothing at all.
But you can tell when we were traveling today, we're having this conversation. Like, I find it a little bit offensive that many people think you need to pay people to talk good about this place and to come here. It's actually nice. It really is. I mean, look where we are.
It is nice.
We're completely by ourselves in this ancient city in the middle of the mountains. It's biblical. We're with fantastic spiritual people who are teaching us so much about life and spirituality. And I really don't think it's that bad that you need to pay somebody.
I don't know what he was doing there, to be honest.
When we went to Capernaum,
Capernaum.
we met some Nigerians that just came.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a
They saw
bit
me, they ran to me and they hugged me.
kind of
They
worse
said,
right
you've
now.
come to this land now. You must make it to heaven. And they're going back to their countries. Tell me who's paying them. Do you know how much they pay to come in for this? They pay to come in.
Yeah, I'm a
from us,
bit
You know, that's for me
behind.
absolutely incredible.
I'll be
We
shocked if
appreciate
he
you so much, my
wins.
brother. My bombo clat brother.
Bomba clat.
My rascal brother. Till Shady Shades next time. We'll see you on the next
Oh,
one.
damn.
Become a sweet Zionist prince just like your poppy right here. See you guys next time. Love you a long time. Goodbye.
Bro.
One A Day Women's multivitamins are formulated to support women's overall health, so you never miss a beat. Another email? No big deal. A quick workout? Yes, strength starts from within. Then it's apron on. You're making dinner with your little sous chef. You show up, and One A Day is here to support overall health, including immunity and energy. Shop today. One A Day, the one for you.
Most finance videos tell you what not to buy. Today I am doing the opposite. 10 things that you should upgrade immediately once you start making real money. Because I think that's the point of having money. It's to make your life better. Now this assumes you already save and invest, and now that you have some money left over, let's get into number 1, upgrading your desk setup. So starting with a standing desk, I think this is one of the things that you can upgrade for your setup, and immediately you're going to have benefits from day 1. That's because if you're able to break up your standing and your sitting time, you're actually going to increase your energy levels, your mood, and there are even other health benefits that there have been so many studies on. Cleveland Clinic, for example, has noted that standing desks improve energy and mood levels, increase your productivity and focus, reduce rates of obesity, increase circulation and posture, and help you reduce lower back pain. And if you do some digging online, I'm sure you will find some other benefits of standing desks, but the whole idea here is that it's not really about the desk so much as it is the standing and the sitting and the standing and the sitting. Us Americans are so sedentary in our lifestyle that if we're able to break up the sitting time with some standing, or perhaps some pacing or walking around, it's going to be a lot better for our health and our productivity. Another upgrade of my desk setup that I found really useful is having a second monitor. This just allows me to be more productive because then I can put, let's say, research on one screen and then have my work on the other. Or perhaps I can have all my messaging apps and music apps on one screen and not clutter the main workspace that I'm working on. I'm literally always so surprised to discover when some of my friends work from home. They literally look like little shrimp hunched over their laptops, and the ergonomics of their setup is so bad that it just hurts my posture and back looking at them. If they just bought one external monitor or just upgraded their desk chair, it could really improve the quality of their work and their back itself. And these days, I think that external monitors aren't even that expensive, and you can even get an ergonomic desk chair for pretty cheap. Other items in your desk setup that you could upgrade are your keyboard or perhaps your noise-canceling headphones. All right, that's enough about desks. Let's talk about the second item that you should spend some money on, and those are experiences. When you get some disposable income, I think something nice to spend money on are new experiences
No,
or
I'm
fulfilling
actually doing
experiences that
pretty
you can
good.
spend with other people that you like. In fact, I would upgrade the amount of money you spend on experiences
No, what is
first
it?
before you upgrade any material items that you have, but that's just me. According to the University of Texas, spending on experiences versus possessions advances more immediate happiness, and they state in this article that, quote, experiences also provoke more satisfaction even though
what
people
is
typically spend
happening?
more time using their
That
material
was so
possessions.
annoying.
Researchers said that a possible explanation is the endurance of experiences
Bro, I
and
hate
people's
my
memories,
life.
while the
It's like
perceived
new and
value
it's
of
pretty
material
unknown.
goods weakens
I know
over
the
time.
last
So
part
that's really
wasn't
interesting,
about
right?
life,
The
but
researchers are stating that even if you use a material possession
pretty
for a
annoying.
long period of time, let's say you buy a really fancy watch and you use it for the next 10 years, there could be a trip that you had taken 10 years before that provides way more satisfaction than that watch ever did.
What is the
I personally
lag,
found that to be
bro?
true
It's
in my own life.
crazy
Every
lag.
time I spend money on a physical
I don't know.
material item, I really cherish it for a period of time,
Like
a
it's gonna
honeymoon
lag
period,
it. Oh,
but then
no,
those
it's gonna
feelings
lag.
fade. Memories of trips, though, that I've taken with my mom or my friends or my dad, those are the ones that I still remember and I think fondly of. So I think that if you do have enough money to take an extra trip every single year or perhaps a weekend trip, try to do it with some people that you enjoy, have fun, and don't forget to write me a postcard as well. Switching gears to the investing portion, the third item you should upgrade today is an investing upgrade. It's the backdoor Roth IRA. There's a point in time where
I'm
you
gonna
can make too
just
much
fall
money
down
for
a
a
bunch
Roth
of
IRA, so
ranks
you can't even
like I
contribute to
thought.
a Roth IRA anymore. If you're someone making over $165,000 as a single person or a couple making over $246,000, you are not eligible for the Roth IRA contribution. However, what you can still do is what's called the backdoor Roth IRA contribution instead. It sounds secretive and illegal, but if you Google it, it's actually pretty easy to do. You basically create a traditional IRA, you contribute the funds to it, you don't invest the money within the traditional IRA, and then all you have to do within your brokerage account is click convert it to a Roth. The only times where this gets a little bit tricky is that if you already have an existing traditional IRA with funds invested, at that point you would have traditional
I
IRA
could've
funds
scored
as well as
that, I
Roth IRA funds, and so you need to be a little bit careful here and avoid what's called the pro rata rule. I will leave a link in a resource down below on how to do it, as well as 17 backdoor Roth IRA mistakes to avoid.
Yeah, my
And
teammate's
so
pretty
if you're
bad.
able to do this successfully, I think
I
it's
don't know
one
what
way
he
to
was
upgrade your
doing there.
investing life, even if you have a higher income. Along
Yeah,
the finance
that's
lines
pretty
today, number
bad.
4 today is to get an accountant to
I
file your
agree
taxes.
with
Currently, up to
myself. I have
75%
no
of
idea
Americans
what
file
he
their
was
own
doing.
taxes, with 31% of them doing it completely by themselves and 44% relying on software like TurboTax, H&R Block, and TaxAct. While that's not a bad thing, I believe using do-it-yourself software like TurboTax increases the chances that you make a mistake. You could easily even misinterpret a question and input the wrong data, which in turn could affect your return or perhaps
That
your
would have
refund
been
if you're
bad,
eligible for
actually.
one. Tax software is much cheaper and it's way more convenient than, say, hiring a CPA, but I do think that a certified public accountant can give you a lot more support. A good accountant doesn't just fill out forms, they proactively look for ways to reduce your tax burden legally.
Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive? Think again. This season, bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store for a better deal. Then use those unwanted bills to wrap up goodbye gifts to AT&T. Or cut them into snowflakes to celebrate your switch from T-Mobile.
It's lagging
Tis the
so
season to
much.
save at
It's
Verizon.
so annoying.
Just bring in your bill to your
I
local
feel like
Verizon
it'll
store
just
and we'll
exit
give you
out
a
of the
better deal.
app.
Rankings
That's
based
all.
on root metric to score report dated 1/2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days and same name as person redeeming deal. Additional terms apply.
They know which expenses that you can write off, which retirement account strategies make sense for your situation, and how to structure things to reduce what you owe both now and in the future. Usually CPAs for filing your taxes can be anywhere from $500 to $2,000 for the year, but if they can save you $3,000 in taxes or $4,000 or maybe $5,000, that's a pretty clear ROI to me.
That's
I think the
going
best
in.
part is that if you do hire an accountant, you don't have to file your taxes yourself, which means that you get to save a lot of time and you save a lot of anxiety that might come up by not answering those questions correctly. If you are making upwards of $150K or more per year, or perhaps you have multiple income streams, like you have your own business on the side as well as your normal job, or you have more complexity to your taxes than just filing a W-2, I would probably start to consider looking at a CPA just as a starting point. The fifth thing you should upgrade when you start to make more money is quality food. So when you don't have that much money, you're usually buying the cheapest food available because it fits a purpose to get full and not be hungry. Cheap food is really good for building wealth and paying off debt because food is one of the biggest expenses that everyone incurs in
Yeah,
their lifetime.
it's way
And
more
I think
than
it's an
you
expense
think.
that we have
I
our
think
direct
it's
control over. That's why if
housing-
you ever watch a Dave Ramsey episode, he's
housing,
always asking
rent,
the person on the other
housing,
line what their expenses are.
uh,
And usually if that person
car,
spends too much
and
money
then-
on food, or if that person is just in a lot of credit card debt, he will tell that person immediately to start eating beans and rice. And that serves the purpose of rotating all of that person's discretionary income to paying off debt or
I
doing
think
something
it's
more
one
responsible.
more goal.
However,
than
once you do have some wealth
worth
and disposable income, I think it's worth upgrading the quality of your food. The health benefits of quality food will compound over time, so higher quality food usually means that it has more
To be
nutrients,
honest, I
less
should have
processed
been able to
ingredients, and it's
say-
overall better for you in the long term. Eating quality food will also
Well, I
improve
thought
your
you
productivity
wasn't
and
gonna
mental
make
clarity
it,
because
to be honest.
if you're just eating McDonald's every day or fast food all the time, you actually might find yourself experiencing brain fog or just energy spikes and crashes throughout the day. Also, I think with quality foods, they are usually more nutrient dense and they're a little bit more satisfying because you don't need as much of it to feel full and energized. Now, I'm not saying you have to go shop at Erewhon every day
Is
or
this
Whole
guy
Foods every
really
day.
just not gonna
Nothing like
flip
that.
it?
I think you
'Cause
just don't
didn't
need to
flip
buy the
it.
cheapest thing at the grocery store anymore once you have
I don't
some
know,
money.
that's
You want to
pretty
find
dumb,
some
to
higher
be
quality
honest.
options for the foods that you eat very often. And if you
I'm
go
not
to a
gonna
Michelin
leave
restaurant,
it because
please
of
invite
him.
me.
It's
All
like
right, that's a bad
actually
joke, but
so
okay. The
annoying.
goal isn't to be wasteful with your dollars when it comes to food. It's just to recognize that if you can afford it, the quality of what you eat directly impacts the quality of your life and your work, so I would look to upgrade that. Now, speaking of quality, the next upgrade is quality time, and that means spending money on convenience, and that is item number 6 today. Because when you have some disposable income, convenience and services are actually a category that can make your life easier, or you can buy back your time. One example of a service could be a food delivery app. I know that's kind of a controversial topic, and some people are going to view it as a waste of money, but sometimes people want food delivery because they know that their time is valuable. I've personally used DoorDash or Uber Eats before because I just don't want to spend an
I don't know
hour
what
working for
happened
just
there.
myself. And if I can save
That
that
was
hour and
pretty
then work on
annoying. What is
something
this
else that
lag
can make me
everywhere?
more
It's
money than
terrible.
the fee of the delivery, I think that's pretty reasonable.
Not even
Another
any
service might be
deadlines.
like
It's
wash
like
and fold
kinda,
laundry. There
but
are
it's
lots of
weird
wash and fold
typing.
places
It's
across
a
different
pretty
cities and
weird one.
suburbs, and I've even used this service
Not
before
like
when I didn't have laundry in my building.
normal
I used to drop
things,
off a load
just
of
like
laundry at a wash and fold place once a week. It cost me
memory or
about
something
$25
that's
a week,
not
but in
working
turn,
anymore.
I was able to
Like,
get my
I don't know
laundry
what
back
that
the next
means.
day. It came back all washed and folded, hence the name Wash and Fold, and I really valued it at the time because I didn't have to do my own
What?
laundry.
How did
I got
that
to
was
save
so
an hour
good.
and a half to 2 hours, and it would come back folded better than I could fold it myself. Other services you might consider here are housekeeping services, food prep services, lawn care services, etc. According to payments.com, consumers that are not living paycheck to paycheck spend an average of $237 per month on services. Now, this article also had a stat on how much people that live paycheck to paycheck spend on services. It was $171 a month. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, you want to be mindful of how much money you are spending on services. Maybe you can cut some of those where you can and then wait until you have more money to do so. All right, we've talked a lot about what makes a fulfilling life so far, but number 7, I think, is by far one of the most important of this video, and it's lucky number 7, and that's upgrading your health. When you get more money, one of the smartest places to invest it is in your health because everything else in your life depends on it. You can't build wealth, enjoy experiences, or be productive if you're constantly exhausted or dealing with health issues.
Okay.
Starting with sleep,
I
I think this is one of
predict
the
they're
highest
gonna win,
ROI
but I'll
upgrades
use
you
my
can make. So you want to
strategy
buy a
anyway.
quality mattress, a quality pillow, blackout curtains, and even a white noise machine because you spend a third of your life sleeping. There are studies out there that say that just one night of sleeping less than 4 hours can
Pretty,
reduce the activity of your
that's a
natural cancer-fighting
pretty
cells
big
by
L.
72% and increase
I
your
don't
rate
know,
of getting
since I'm
sick.
in the
Good sleep
corner,
also
I think
promotes
I'll go
brain
for
health,
anyways.
cognitive function, and aids
I
with
wouldn't
physical
really be in a
recovery.
good
The other
place.
thing that you can do when you start to make some money is to have a quality gym membership at a place that you actually want to go to, or perhaps if you prefer to work out at home, maybe you build out a home gym that you will actually use. You want to reduce the friction that is between you and your workout because then it becomes a habit much easier. Back when I used to live in the suburbs, it would take me 20 minutes of driving to get to my gym, and oftentimes, if I was feeling lazy that day or there was traffic, I just wouldn't make the drive. If you're able to get to a gym that's walking distance, or perhaps you like to go running outside, I think you will find yourself working out a lot more often. And once I've removed that variable of driving when it came to my health, I went to the gym a lot more and I was definitely more active. There are so many other ways you can spend money on your health as well. I mean, you could have preventative physical therapy appointments, regular doctor checkups, you could have mental health support. So
Inflation is nothing more than
That's like-
realized theft. Hi, I'm Dr.
Yeah,
Ron Paul,
40, that's
and to
what I
preserve
do.
your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word
Okay.
DETECT to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
going to therapy, you can buy recovery tools like the Theragun, the foam rollers, and
Why
maybe
is
you
there
could
a
even splurge
random
on a massage.
person
The
calling?
point is that if you're spending money on your health and your longevity, I think that's an excellent use of your
Down.
money. And that's the whole
Okay,
point of money
120.
anyways, which
I
is to
need
live
more.
longer
I
and
need one more
experience
goal
things.
for them, and then
Now
I'll
let's switch it up a bit
flip
here.
it.
A professional that you might want to consider when
Oh,
you
shit,
have
I
some money
shouldn't have
is a
done that.
financial
Oh.
advisor, and that is going to be item number 8
Oh.
today. You could get a financial
Could have
advisor for
maybe
professional
scored that.
guidance
I
on
don't
tax
know.
and estate planning, college planning, or even investing. My personal opinion as an ex-financial advisor is that you don't really need a financial advisor if you're just investing. They typically kind of just put you in a standardized product like an ETF that will match the market. However, they can act as a behavioral coach and prevent you from destroying your wealth through emotional decisions. A good advisor will keep you from chasing hot stocks, constantly tinkering with your portfolio, and also panic selling. Sometimes you need that professional third party to look at your situation, especially when emotions are running high or perhaps the market is down 10%, just to tell you to be reasonable. Also, financial advisors can help you with your major life decisions like getting married, having a baby, or perhaps inheriting money. I guess they can't really help you have the baby or get married, but what I'm trying to say is that they
To
can
be
help you with
honest,
the
I wasn't
finances
even
of
that fast.
understanding how those life situations will impact you. The key to finding the right type of advisor,
Yeah,
I
no,
would look
the
for
Rocket
someone
League
who's a
is
flat fee
especially
only
bad.
fiduciary
Maybe because I
advisor.
didn't
That's someone who's
shut down
legally
my
required to
computer.
act in your best interest and charges a flat fee. There are commission-based advisors. That's actually most of the industry, and they make
Oh,
money
it is
selling your
actually
products,
that hard?
and those are the ones
Okay.
that you generally need to avoid.
That's
They
a
will usually
pretty
charge
hard
you a
stuff.
percentage of your assets under management, and that never made sense to me. It's like if you get more money, you now pay more of a fee. So I would look for someone that's a flat fee. Honestly, if your financial situation is really straightforward, like all you're doing is saving and investing in index funds with no major complexities, you probably don't need a financial advisor yet. All right, item number 9 today is that once you do get more money, I think that you can upgrade your educational level because that will in turn transform your value in the job market. You don't have to go back and get another 4-year degree or 2-year degree, but what you can do is focus on certifications, trainings, and education that directly increase how much money you make. For example, professional certifications like getting a CPA, CFA, or PMP can immediately make you more valuable within your industry. You could also get a technical training, so whether that's a coding boot camp, or maybe you take a data analytics course or a digital marketing course, whatever technical skills within your industry that can also increase your earning potential really quickly, I would look into that. I really like the idea that, let's say you get a technical training and it costs you $3,000. If you know that $3,000 investment will eventually turn into $10,000 or even $20,000 per year for your
maybe
salary,
he didn't
you
mean
can
that, but
clearly
that's
see that there's a
terrible either way.
correlated ROI tied to that. Some other examples of education could be going to a networking event or a networking conference within your industry. I know that might not sound like a good use of money, but even if you just make a connection there and that could eventually translate
What
to
is
an
my
opportunity down the
teammate
road, it
doing?
could be worth it. The key question here to ask yourself is will this education pay for itself within 1 to 2 years? If yes, it's probably worth it. If not, you might need to reevaluate. I think that reinvesting some of the money back into your own education and capabilities is one of the smartest money moves that you can make. You are always going to be your best investment, so I would keep that in mind. Now, speaking of investing in yourself, number 10 today is investing in your hobbies. I think that this is one that people often overlook when they start making more money, but investing in your
It's
hobbies
his
can
ball,
dramatically
anyways.
increase how you feel
Which
about your life
honestly
and how
makes
fulfilled
sense.
you
He
feel
would
on
have
a
got
day-to-day
it, but
basis. Hobbies definitely give you something to look forward to outside of work.
the
Oftentimes,
other
if you
teammate
acquire
got
a
it.
skill
Like
within
the
that
opponent
hobby,
got
you
it
can sometimes
before he
transfer
put it
back to
in.
your professional
Yeah,
life as
that's
well.
awesome.
An example here could be like a photographer, and you have all of a sudden more attention to detail because you're taking photos of all these really great landscapes or streets or whatever it may be.
I don't know,
So
I
when you
feel
go
like
back to
I
work
get
and you're looking at
bad
a PowerPoint
teammates, but I don't
presentation,
care. I
maybe
feel
you
like
notice
I
things
am
that your coworkers
pretty
don't.
bad
Hobbies
currently.
also help you meet people,
So
and
it
some of the
makes
best
sense
friendships
because,
and relationships that I have were formed around a shared interest. So I think that when you're actually able to take some of your hobbies more seriously, you're not just buying like better equipment, you're actually investing more into the community that you are a part of. If you're into running, maybe you upgrade from a random pair of shoes to a more fitted pair of shoes. If you're into golf, maybe that means you're getting lessons or perhaps buying new clubs. And if you love League of Legends, which is a hard ask, maybe it's hiring a League of Legends coach that teaches you not to be toxic in game every game when your teammates are being really big idiots. Just saying. And here's something that people don't often talk about a lot. Hobbies can sometimes turn into side hustles and even full-on careers. I'm not saying that has to be the goal from the get-go, but when you get really good at something you're passionate about, sometimes
I don't know
opportunities
what that
just present
even means.
themselves.
I know
Again,
people
back to
say
the
it on
photographer example, maybe you start shooting weddings, or maybe you're a runner who becomes a running
What
forum
is
coach.
this? Wait,
The
I
point
should
is that your
calculate this.
hobby might just remain
40
a hobby, or it
divided
can
by
open
2.
new doors that you never thought of. Life isn't just about accruing wealth, in my opinion. I think it's about living a rich and fulfilling life. And a huge part of that comes from spending money on the things that bring you joy, bring you health, or perhaps help you buy back your time. All right, if you're interested in my video on the 10 things that I stopped buying, make sure to check out
I don't
that
know.
video
I'm
right
not
here, because if you
forfeiting.
like this video on what to buy,
I
think
can
you'll
see
like that
why
video on what
someone
not
would
to buy.
forfeit.
All right, I'll see you
at
guys in the
this
next
point.
one. Thank you for being here again. Peace.
Don't
I
believe
used to
that.
lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to...
Pause for the facts.
I saw all the facts. Like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro.
You know, if I'm Platinum
Car
3,
shopping
I
feels
don't
like a
care.
winning ping pong
I think it's
champ.
Platinum 2 that
The
I
ping pong champ's
might
legendary story is now a
not be
blockbuster
bad
movie.
enough for.
Starring
I
me,
don't
Lil
think
Miss
I'm Platinum 2.
Confident. Sorry.
That
You
would
get
be
it.
a new
Shop
low
now on
for me.
Carfax.com.
Have you guys ever grabbed a bag of frozen strawberries out of the freezer, yet all of the strawberries are stuck together, so you have to slam it against the counter just to be able to grab a few strawberries and make your smoothie or whatever? Well, something similar, but not so similar, happened to a San Jose restaurant that is causing them to be temporarily closed. Later on in this video, you will see a mom go
Whatever,
off
it
on her
went to the
daughter
corner.
about
That's
her
a safer
baby hairs,
place,
and then
actually.
we are going to talk
For
about how
both
Democrats are trying to encourage our
I don't
military
even know how
to
that works,
revolt
but
against President
I
Trump
think
and
it's a
his orders. So this guy obviously didn't know that he was being filmed. You can see that he has a box of ribs next to a mop bucket and a trash can. So this is the back door where usually employees go to
What
put
is that?
all of the trash. But here
240?
he is working with the
Yeah,
meat.
240 divided by. Yeah, okay, I'll perfect. Yeah, that's one I should forfeit. You should have waited for one more go. Whatever.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm extra laggy this Rocket League round. Super laggy. I know why though. I didn't shut it down over the whole week. The whole week it was just on sleep mode. And I didn't use it once. Which makes it even worse in my opinion.
How is this restaurant? Ew, look at all of that trash. Okay, so the floor was incredibly dirty, and it looked like he had some boxes that were flattened that were supposed to be the spot where he was throwing the meat, but the meat kept bouncing off of it, and then when the meat would break off onto the floor, he would throw that piece into the ready box. I'm just confused as to why he didn't just defrost the meat. How often do they do this? Was this a one-time thing? And he is standing on the exact place where he is putting the meat. Just a couple days ago, there was a very viral video that was similar to this. In Denver, Colorado, a health inspector poured bleach into an illegal street vendor's food.
Oh
and
no,
the
it's
funniest
not.
response
I guess
to
it's
that
crazy to
was
say
from Daniel.
that, but
said,
he
"The
had the
whole world
worst
is turning
thing.
into
Like the
India
worst
2.0, and he
after
got
the save, I guess.
226
It
likes
went
on
right
that.
back
Would
to
people
the
be
goal.
against a health inspector going into this restaurant and destroying all of that meat? Would they say that that
I don't know
meat could
how
have
it is.
fed a hungry family? On the restaurant, they have a little paper sign that says, "We're very sorry, our customers." Something tells me that they wouldn't be able to get a CDL license. We have to close today, underlined, due to an issue involving one of our employees. Thank you for your understanding. If restaurants are able to operate like this, then I am not trusting the tamale.
It was his
I'm
boss,
sorry.
so
They
I
have
was
also been found
lucky
to
to
have
get
a
that.
cockroach
I think he just didn't
infestation
notice.
and a lack of ability to properly sanitize utensils and equipment. Or the
That is a
concrete, because
crazy
apparently
shot.
that is a part of their cooking process.
This
In
guy's
happier
too
and
good
not so
for this
awkward
thing.
news, Android is announcing that we will now be able to airdrop from Androids to and from iPhones. Well, the happiness was so brief because this
No,
next
that
clip,
was a good trajectory.
fun.
It's just that I didn't hit the
Nationwide
ball.
is so much more than a great
A bit
insurance
more
company. You're one of America's largest
of a
financial
worse
services
trajectory, and
companies.
then
Like
I
I'm
think
more
I
than
would
just
have
Peyton
hit it
Manning.
too.
I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Now, when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide. Is both. Nationwide. Is both. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Baby hairs look so stupid. Stop doing that shit. look like fucking bangs. But anyways, you're beautiful, you are smart, you are sweet, you are a leader, not a follower. Stop doing that shit like that, for real, that is ugly. You pretty, but them bangs ain't. Them is bangs.
I can't imagine a mom talking to her daughter that way. And she's trying to, there's something called PCP, praise, correct, praise. And so it's like if you feel the need that you must criticize somebody, praise them. And so she's saying, oh, you're beautiful, but then she's calling her a follower. And so I mean, she's trying to be uplifting, but all in all, the total message was very demeaning. How is everything controversial nowadays? A mom probably shouldn't record herself insulting her daughter and then post it to make fun of her. This person says she's not lying. These girls be walking around with curtains on their forehead. Yeah. Okay, I am not in agreement with that. That's really messed up. Another person says, I hope this is staged. What a bad mom to be berating your own child and filming and posting it online. I'm pretty sure that that is
That
one of
was
the biggest
super fast.
human
I think you
fears
could have saved that if it was same shot but like slower.
And so for a parent to do that to their own child
Yeah, for a
is a
flip, that was
complete betrayal
crazy.
of trust. The only one who should be embarrassed is her. Totally. She should have turned the camera around so we could see what she looks like. She's not hating, she's telling the truth. It's called baby hair, not the whole front of your hair. To some extent, I kind of get it. I remember going to my first school dance.
I mean,
and
we're
I got
almost
a hold
at
of some
platinum.
eyeliner,
I don't want to
and
be
I wanted to
platinum,
make a wing
but like,
eye. And my mom
oh,
was
I didn't
like,
notice.
that doesn't look too good. I mean, she was really nice about it. But even though she was nice about it, I still felt bad. I was like, oh man, the eyeliner looks so bad, but I want to wear it. It's a part of the trends and stuff. And so I was just kind of like, it's just my mom's opinion. She doesn't really know what looks good. But my mom was nice about it, and she was trying to be helpful to me because probably I did look completely ridiculous. Another person says soft parenting, soft kids.
yeah, I don't know.
Didn't
There's
have to
something
report. She's not a
terrible is
hater.
happening
They
with my
all do
PC.
look terrible.
I know it's not that bad, but
What? Another
I
person
mean,
says the
something
mother is correct?
terrible, but
Guys,
in a
have
way
I
less
completely lost it here?
crazy, man.
I don't think that
I don't
that
know
was a
what I'm
nice
saying.
thing to do at all. She went about it all wrong.
Yeah.
Even if she had a septum piercing or dyed her hair
What is
blue,
this
I don't
guy
think shaming your child publicly is going to solve anything. In fact, it's just going to encourage them down that path, because they are going to resist you in everything that you're doing. The fact that this is even up for public debate seems like the biggest problem to me. I don't believe the entire world needs to know that you didn't like your daughter's hair that day. By the way, did you guys see the most recent video that a bunch of Democrats got together to make?
Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
I wanted to kick it over, but I knew I would kick it in. And then this guy, like,
United States Navy.
I thought they were going to say, and I am
yeah, and then that
Do you
guy
guys
came
remember
in.
those
I don't
ads?
think I could have
I am a
said that.
firefighter, and I am Mormon.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
Keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
Did she say Mormon? Because honestly, I
No one
believe
has to
that.
carry out orders that violate the law
Or our Constitution.
If she said
Sorry,
Mormon,
but I
it's
was shocked that they are flat out telling the military to refuse Trump's orders, and that they are the ones who get to decide what is legal or not. The creepiest thing about this is
Yeah, that
they
was
are
a crazy,
pretending
no, that was
this
a
is a
normal
message
task.
from their heart, yet
But
we
it
don't
was
know
hard to
who is the person who
counteract
wrote this
that
entire
task.
script, and they are just reading off lines. Phil, You could not be more accurate when you say public service announcement. An order is not illegal just because you don't like it. And Caroline Levitt had the most epic response to this. Caroline Levitt, you are amazing. Please keep going hard on these so-called reporters.
They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members
They might resign
to
after
defy
or
the chain of command,
whatever,
not to
forfeit.
follow lawful
They didn't,
orders.
but
Every
it
single
would make sense if they did.
But they're suggesting
Oh,
Nancy,
nice.
that the president has given illegal
I don't know,
orders, but
that
she
might
has
have gone in. I don't
Every
think
single
so.
order that is given to
I
this
wanna-
United States military by this commander-in-chief and through this chain of
Damn.
command, through the secretary
No,
of
I
War,
don't think that
is
would have
law.
gone in.
And the
We're
courts have
lucky.
proven that. This administration has an unparalleled record at the Supreme
But yeah,
Court
if I
because
was on
we
their team, I wouldn't
following
forfeit
the laws.
yet either.
We don't defy court orders. We do things by the books. And to suggest and encourage
Shit.
that active duty service members
Yeah, that was kind of my fault. Also his fault. I don't know what he was doing. No.
They
More
are, the
fun.
Democrat Party
No,
is
the simile of
so done. This is a
Shama
party that refused to pay our military. They made our military into a bunch of weak men who want to transition into being women. They made it all about
Nice.
DEI, down from the military to the firefighters in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
I don't know if I
They
would
tried
have been able to
completely
score without that, to
destroy
be honest.
all of the positions that are
Yeah,
supposed to be
it's
filled with
100%
strong
safe.
and capable men, for the most part. Of course, there's places
That
for
was a pretty
women as
easy
well.
thing to
But
say.
Pete Hegseth has gone in and said that there is no more woke or DEI in the military. From now on, we are going to have the highest grooming standards and body standards. You have to be the best of the best, and I love that. And I think that that scares Democrats to know that our military is strong
down.
again. About a week ago, out of curiosity, I went to a Space Force base
At
visitor
least,
center.
I don't know, that
So
could
I
have
thought they
ended
were
up
going to
bad, I'm
have
so
a
happy
museum,
again.
and I opened up the door, and it looked like a DMV, and everybody was sitting down, and there was just a ticket
For
machine,
real?
and it said to grab a ticket. So I grabbed a
Okay.
ticket, and I
No.
sat down, and I waited for my number to be called. And then I went up to the front, and
Okay.
it was a guy in a military outfit with a space badge and military badges, and he was like,
What
"What
is...
can I help you with?"
Okay.
Other people were
I
getting
mean,
their
that
picture taken and
technically
stuff,
made
and I was
it
like,
better.
"Oh, is there not a museum? Am I not able to go see around?" And he's like, "Let me go talk to my supervisor, whatever." And the supervisor comes out, and he's this big buff guy, and he's standing. He's like, "How can I help you?" I asked the same thing, and he's like, "No, we don't do visits anymore." He's like, "Do you have any other questions?" And like, just to see the people there who are in our military so strong and just so, I mean, me as an American, I was going in
As
just
a
wanting to
girl.
ask questions
No,
and stuff,
just
but he
kidding.
was like, "I'm not talking
I
to you,
don't
I'm
know.
not telling you anything." And it was just, it felt weird, but it was cool.
You probably know
But it
this
was
spread for business
cool.
cards, but did you know
Bro,
to print
seriously,
everything you
that's
need to
like
keep
one
your
of
brand in
the
front of your
worst
fans? We
sounds
print banners and signs that help
I
your
don't know.
business stand out. We print
There's
postcards
some
and
really
flyers that
bad
get people
timing
talking.
for
We
like
print
ads.
must-have merch like
She
tote
was
bags,
like
t-shirts,
literally in
water
the middle of
bottles. Whether
saying
you want a
something.
few or a few thousand, we
Yeah, I
provide
wouldn't
everything so
forfeit
that
in
customers
there
can go from
situation.
noticing your brand to falling in love with it. Right now, new customers can
I
get
would agree.
20% off with code
I know it's
U20
unlikely
because if
that...
you need it,
You know,
we print
it's...
it at Vistaprint.com.
Actually, yeah, it's way more likely than a 2-0 situation. Now, yeah, 5-4 is
These
more,
guys
way
were.
more
And so the
likely
only
than
way that you
1-0.
can go on to the base is if you
They're
get
actually
a sponsor
proving
to
themselves,
give
kind
you a
of.
tour. And so
But
he
it's
was
not
asking me
enough.
if I have a
They need
sponsor,
to
and he's
actually, like,
"Well, do you plan on joining
be
the
ahead of
military?"
us.
And I was like,
Soon,
"Oh man, like
at least,
maybe
'cause-
should I? No, I don't think so." And it just made me
Oh,
realize
damn,
that
that's a
everybody
nice
who
save.
joins the military is so brave, so committed, so loyal to our country, and they deserve the utmost respect because it takes
I don't know what he
a
was
whole
doing.
lot to say yes
I
to
don't
that.
know, I-
Immediately I was
I
like,
ju- that was
I'll
lucky,
just
to
go
be
home.
honest.
I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. But it put some pressure
Damn,
on me to
nice.
think, would I join the military? Would I join the Army, the Navy, the Marines? Would you guys? I know there's a lot of people who have
That was
served
close.
that watch my videos. And
They
I
were
want
close
to thank
for a goal,
you
but
guys.
we
And I want to hear what your
made
opinions
it
are because they matter the most
basically
when it comes to
100%
seeing
sure that
Democrats
we
telling
won
the military to
with
defy
that last
letters from the president. Donald Trump has responded to
Nice,
this
no
video,
lag at all
and
this
he
time.
says
Okay, a
it's
short
called
lag spike there.
seditious
Pretty
behavior
good though.
at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We
Bro,
won't
what
have
is
a
this
country
lag? Okay, it's happening again.
An
I need to
example
shut down
must
my
be
computer
set.
probably. I hope it'll
He's very serious.
work.
Sometimes his posts are really
I should have
lengthy,
shut it down
but
over the
his
weekend though.
words here were
That would have
really
been the
firm.
best time. I need to remember. I can see how bad it is
to
for my
expose
computer.
themselves as traitors was this one. He said,
What is
seditious
this?
behavior, punishable
I think I'm the best player.
the D word. Interestingly, the definition of seditious explains exactly what Democrat leaders and followers are doing, inciting or causing people to
damn.
rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. They are continuously planning insurrections. They fill our cities with homelessness
Let's see
and
what
drugs,
they're right.
and they disrupt
Bro, I
us
don't
with
see the
24/7
oh my God.
protests outside
I
of
don't have
ICE
the back
buildings
of
and
smart
in
on.
our cities. They are the true traitors of our country.
Post on
What is
Truth
this
Social,
lag?
calling for Democratic members of Congress to be hanged. He also posted a message that said, seditious behavior, punishable by death. Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials.
The President of the United States is putting you in your place and calling you out
What?
for
I
what you
don't
are.
even know how that happened.
Senator from
What
Michigan,
is this guy
former
doing?
CIA officer. Earlier
Bro, my
today,
teammate is terrible.
officer. President Trump threatened myself and a number of other service
Bro,
and
what are you
veteran
doing?
lawmakers with arrest, trial, and death. Because
He
we
needs
disagree with
boost.
the
He's
video
still,
we
I don't know,
this
maybe
week.
he shouldn't have gone for
This
the
really
ball.
isn't about
Didn't
those of us
think
who
about
made the
it.
video.
But
This
he's
is about
doing
who
bad
we are as
now.
Americans
Oh
and
no,
how
never
we
mind. That's
engage with
pretty
people
good.
who we disagree with. I would hope that people of all backgrounds, Democrat, Republican, Independent, would agree that threatening death for people you disagree with is beyond the pale of who we are as Americans. I love this country. It has given
Shut up. Shut up. Okay. She is just complete BSing. If you loved this country so much, you wouldn't be encouraging the military to turn against the president, would you? Also, it's just super convenient that she's like, oh, this video is not about me, the ones who made and were in the video. This is about all of America. All of America supports Donald Trump. We support
Not
the
all of
president. So, sorry
But I
that
think
you're on
the
the wrong
America-
side. Quick reminder that today
the
is Friday. That
Americans
means we will be
that are
going
actually
live on the
on it
Patreon
support
at 5
Trump,
p.m. Mountain Time.
like
I
the
will see you
patriotic
over
ones.
there.
Before starting my
Usually,
journey at
people
WG,
who are
I transferred from a
Republican
community
are
college,
more
which kind of gave me the
patriotic.
chance
Bro,
to
what?
get my foot on in the door, and I didn't have as many credits to finish at WG. So it just gave me that flexibility to be able to do my courses whenever.
Learn.
Called for Democratic members of Congress to be is not normal. We cannot.
I don't know what's
allow
happening. The
this
lag
to
is even
feel
worse.
Normal. This, as far as I know, has never happened before in the history of the country. Every Democratic member of the Senate and the House, their life is in jeopardy right now, especially those that were specifically targeted by the social media.
In my opinion, I see massive transparency from the Trump administration
What
because
is
he's letting them
happening?
know that they are walking on thin ice. Because seditious conspiracy is a felony punishable up to 20 years in prison. It prohibits 2 or more people, look at how many of them got together to make that video, to overthrow, put down,